Welcome to World Class Media Episode 2. This is your host, David. This segment today is called Comic of the Week. And this week's Comic of the Week is The Flash of Two Worlds, written by Gardner Fox. In this story, The Flash, aka Barry Allen from Earth 1, gets his molecules vibrated to a different frequency, which drags him into the reality of the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick, on Earth 2. And then they team up for an adventure, and then this leads into the events of the Justice League and the Justice Society's yearly crossover issue, which gives a build-up to Crisis on Earth 1, then it goes into Crisis on Earth 2, and approximately 7 years later, in 1983, that DC Comics launches something known as Crisis on Infinite Earths. Speaking of Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Arrowverse TV shows on the CW are doing Crisis on Infinite Earths as the crossover event for this year. And I will be discussing the first 3 parts, aka equivalent to the Avengers Infinity War of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And next month, I will basically be doing the equivalent of Avengers Endgame for Crisis, with the final 2 parts in January. Okay, so the first part of the crossover starts off with the Monitor, aka the being of positive matter, explaining what the multiverse is and how it started. And then it goes into a bunch of universes getting erased by antimatter, like the universe of Michael Keaton's Batman, or the DC Universe's streaming service, The Titans, or the 60s Batman show, and so on and so forth. And then we jump to Harbinger recruiting all the heroes that she needs from across the multiverse, like the Green Arrows, the Flash, Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, Superman. And they all meet up on Supergirl's Earth for the last stand against the antimatter wave. Unfortunately, they failed to save Earth 38, so they evacuate half the planet's population. But in that effort, Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, is killed, and that is the end of part 1. So then the Monitor decided it's time to find all 7 Paragons, aka the people who will be able to save the multiverse. So Superman, Lois Lane, and Iris West set out to find the Paragon of Truth on Earth 96, aka the original Superman movie universe, and that is where they find Brandon Routh's Superman and recruit him for the crisis. Meanwhile, Supergirl and Batwoman travel to Earth 99, which is a reference to Batman Beyond, which started in 1999, and they find Kevin Conroy playing an older, decrepit version of Batman. And through their adventures on Earth 99, they discover that Batwoman is a paragon to save the multiverse. Following the death of Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, his daughter Mia, Barry Allen, the Flash, and Sarah Lance, the White Canary, decide that they're going to resurrect him using a Lazarus pit on Earth 18, where they meet up with Jonah Hex, who demands they leave his mine, and then Sarah Lance, aka the White Canary, knocks him out. And then they use the Lazarus Pit to resurrect Oliver Queen. And then we jump to Harbinger, realizing she's with the Anti-Monitor. And if you know the comics, you know what happens next. I forgot to mention this part, but prior to Superman and Lois Lane recruiting the Brandon Routh Superman from Superman Returns, they run into the Smallville Superman, who they mistake for the Brandon Routh Superman, which is when Lex Luthor decides that he's gonna go across the multiverse to kill all the Superman with the Book of Destiny. Part 3 begins with the Birds of Prey TV show from 2003 universe being wiped out by a wave of antimatter. And then we jump back to our heroes, where we find out that they know the last 3 Paragons, which are revealed to be the Flash, Martian Manhunter, and a student at Ivy Town University named Ryan Choi, who will one day become the Atom. And then we split off into 3 separate storylines. The one with Supergirl and Batwoman's not that good, so I will not be talking about that. With the death of the Green Arrow in part 1, his daughter and Spartan with John Constantine travel to Earth 666, where they encounter Lucifer from the TV show Lucifer that aired on Fox, and they retrieve a code to enter Purgatory, which ends up becoming Lian Yu, where they find the soul of Oliver. But then Jim Corrigan, aka the Spectre, shows up and passes on his powers to Oliver, which flashes his daughter Spartan and John Constantine back to the Wave Rider, which is where the rest of the heroes are at this point in the episode. Meanwhile, the Flash characters go to meet up with Pariah, and they find the antimatter cannon, which the Anti-Monitor is using to wipe out the multiverse. And that is where they find John Wesley Shipp's Flash from the 90s TV show, powering the antimatter cannon. So Barry frees him, but then he needs to be put back. Otherwise, if he doesn't, then the whole multiverse and every single Earth will get destroyed in the blink of an eye. So therefore, Pariah goes to an unknown Earth to retrieve the Black Lightning from that Earth, to hold it off for a short amount of time until the Flashes decide what they could do to stop it. And then this is when Barry realizes that he needs to die to stop the cannon. But then before he could do anything, he's stopped by the Earth 90 Barry, who takes his speed away and replaces himself in the Speed Force. After the death of Earth 90 Barry, everybody goes back to the Wave Rider, and that is when Harbinger returns, controlled by the Anti-Monitor, who then she kills the Monitor, wiping out the last remaining Earth, Earth 1. Therefore, Pariah decides that he needs to send away the 7 Paragons. And then he puts up a final stand against the Anti-Monitor, allowing the others to escape to the vanishing point, which is the end of time. We can pick up with the heroes at the vanishing point, not knowing why they are there. But they soon realize that the multiverse is completely gone. But then the Earth 96 Superman is vaporized into antimatter and replaced with the Earth 38 Lex Luthor, who saw that they were stuck at the vanishing point when he held the Book of Destiny, and wanting to eliminate all the Superman in the multiverse, replaced himself with the last Superman at the vanishing point. And that is where we leave off on episode 3. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you sticked around through the whole video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out other videos on the channel. And go follow me on Instagram at worldclass_comics. Have a good day.